So I'm trying to get his unfiltered reaction. So what were you about to say?
So, based on, for the first part I see in the movie, that I think that he's dreaming, but like he can't get out of his dream, but he keep continues dreaming, and right?
I'm not telling shit. What? For the last scene in the Matrix?
Yeah, the last thing, like he stay in the Matrix or he get out of the Matrix.
Okay. There's sequels to this movie. And I bought them. I don't know how well you were able to read and hear what he was saying on the telephone, but what he says on the phone is, I'm going to show them a world without you. Like, and I know you're scared, because the best part is when he goes inside that guy. Like, he goes in Agent Smith and blows him up from the inside. The other two agents look at him, look at each other, and run the hell away like they used to do for the agents. He says, I know you're scared. So they're showing the Matrix computer, and it's like tracing line, untraceable, and then it like breaks their computer. Because they're trying to trace where's this call coming from, because this is Neo. Mm-hmm. So he breaks it. He breaks the trace, and then it's like system corrupt or whatever. Like, he's inside the Matrix, but they have no idea where he is. So then what he does is he looks around and he looks up, and the last scene is him flying up off the ground, like flying. So he's clearly in the Matrix. Our teacher brought up the point about the outside world. The sequels kind of address some of the problems. Because what's one of the problems that you can think of? Is the Oracle a person, or is the Oracle like a computer? They only see her inside the Matrix, right? Like, they have to go into the Matrix to see her. So who the hell is she? Like, Agent Smith, he blows him up at the end, and then the other two guys are like running scared. Is the Oracle like them, or is the Oracle a person? The sequels start to ask the question, well, where the hell does she get all this information? Like, how does she know all this stuff? But I kept asking, like, how do computer programs write computer programs? So how do they get people started in the first place anyway? So, like, when Jonathan started asking me, I would love to have had the opportunity in class to answer people's questions. Like, hey, what about this? What about this? Like, I don't understand this. Is there anything you don't understand about The Matrix? Is there anything you about the movie The Matrix?
So for The Matrix?
Yeah, hold on.
I don't understand at all.
You don't understand anything. That's good. That's very metaphysical.
Yeah. But I think it's a very good movie. That how, we use the Matrix to understand the truth, the real.
Professor said there is a scenario where we're a simulation inside a simulation. Some philosophers have said, as a simulation, that we can't get out of the simulation. What's the problem with you're stuck in the Matrix and there's nothing outside the Matrix? There's one question that immediately comes to my brain that makes it different than the Matrix. But they can be woken up and unplugged, and then they're in the real world. Whoever made this scenario about the simulation, we're just copies of programs inside a simulation, is just running. There's no outside. What difference does it make, whether we're alive or dead?
We don't know. Because we're stuck in there.
Okay.
And also we just like look like people in the they get what they call in the coma. Yeah, and that like so they just like sleeping, and but their brain is working. Look like the Matrix, and they're living, but they will hearing, thinking.
Yeah.
And maybe they can go around in their dream.
Okay.
And that's the same like Matrix, but they don't know like what happened outside. so they just know what happened when they wake up. And
Okay.
what the time is right away.
Okay.
Right there. Usually, like, yeah, they. I think they can sound like from the first beginning.
Yeah.
We say that the dream of Neo, right? But after the end, we don't know that it still that he's dreaming,
Yeah.
or he
Right.
run out of the dreaming. Because the end of the movie didn't show like that he awake or he's still dreaming.
So you're saying there's a possibility that all that happens with Neo and all this other stuff is all just a dream.
Yes.
That's at least a possibility that I never even considered. Where do you think the dream would have started? When he fell asleep in the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. I never even considered that. Now, I'm going to mention another movie which would change this discussion because it's another movie you haven't seen. And I almost bought it because it was on sale. There's a movie called Total Recall. Total Recall has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and it's an old movie. It's from my time period, like earlier than this. At the end of Total Recall, you have no idea if it actually happened again. Like, they leave the cliffhanger of this could all be a delusion. They leave it with this could be an entire delusion. And he even says, as he's looking out at in the movie, it's really wild, like a blue sky on Mars. They created the atmosphere for Mars and made it like an Earth. And he's looking out at it and he goes, I just realized this could all be a dream. And the girl that he finds, and she says, well, then you better kiss me quick before you wake up. And the movie ends. And when the credits roll, you're like, did this really happen? Or was this all his dream? And that's a very interesting way to end the movie. Now, I don't think I thought of that for The Matrix, because there's several parts in the very beginning where he's like falling asleep and then like something else happens and he's awake again. And then like he even says to the guy, have you ever had that feeling like you don't know whether you're awake or you're still dreaming? And the guy's like saying, oh yeah, that's what drugs do. But if he's actually dreaming from that point all the way through the rest of the movie, there's another movie that I'd really like you to watch called Inception. And Inception is a dream inside a dream inside a dream. And the guys are able to plant thoughts in other people's heads inside the dream, inside the dream, inside the dream, to make them think that they came up with it. It's very dangerous. So anyway, there's two elements there that I wanted to mention about this. The first, like you said, we still don't know whether Neo is dreaming this whole thing or this is all actually happening outside of Matrix. But I'm going to turn this around on you and ask you this question. If that's true, where is he? Is the Matrix all a dream? Is the quote-unquote real world that they wake up out of, is that all a dream? Where is he? And who is he? Is Neo a dream? He goes by this hacker alias Neo, so that's something he's remembering from his past. But is the Neo that is the one, is he a dream? And is all that they experience with all that stuff, is that all just a dream? And if so, where is it? If there is no Matrix, if it's all a dream. So here,
where is he? That's a good question. Because we talk like, so he dreaming.
yeah.
That means when we see in the movie where he's first staying, like in his little office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a small office
Uh-huh.
thing to act. I think he's staying there, and because the thing happened, it's just like in his mind, and
that's very weird, dude. That could be. I'm gonna watch it again because that could be the point where all of the dreams started. When he opens his eyes and looks at his computer and it says "Wake up, Neo." If you look at it from the frame that could be the start of his dream and everything else after that is a dream, I never even thought of that. It's just some dream about a hacking program that he does inside his head and none of it's real.
And also, like people say, during the daytime, you thinking or you like something like get into your head. You go dreaming.
Daydream.
Yeah, no, you go dreaming that later at night.
Okay, all right. So what happened to him? Dude, you really need to see this now. It's what he's looking up on his computer when he falls asleep. Turn that around. He's looking up a computer hacker's file. It's not Morpheus, but he's looking up some computer hacker's file, and he's getting like police reports and stuff like that. So if he's reading all of this stuff, maybe it's making his brain think, oh my God, dude, I never even considered that you could take it from the standpoint of the whole thing is a dream and it doesn't actually happen. Because I remember somebody saying, which I've never been able to do this, but somebody said, if inside your dream you can recognize that you're in a dream and you don't wake up, you can defy all the laws of your dream and reality and whatever, and you can fly, you can do whatever you like. If you're aware I'm dreaming and yet you don't wake up, you can do everything that he does in the Matrix as the one. And at the very end of it, he flies right towards the camera and it goes black. So if you were to cut that scene right after he falls asleep, the whole thing could just be a dream. Holy shit. So none of it happens. The Matrix doesn't exist. And he's just some guy bored to death and reading some story about a hacker. Wow, I never even considered that idea. And see, here's where the defiance sets in. Because the same thing that happened to me in Total Recall, when I was just like, but it has to be true. It has to be true. There's other movies that use that line. No, it has to happen. It did. But it's like, what's making you say it has to have happened? It's a dream. It's a dream. There's no proof that it happened. Like when we start to talk about God, and we say God has to exist. He has to exist. Like whatever your paper was on why God, he has to exist. Why does God have to exist? That's what we're saying. Like, why does this dream have to be real? Why can't he just be some computer software guy that doesn't like his job and he'd rather be dreaming than at work? That's why he's a computer hacker in his free time, and he stays up too late. Damn. Okay, press down. Damn.